Welcome back, friends, and welcome back to Lynch Paint, where I, Lynch, am not at my painting desk. No, today we are doing our first ever battle report in my garage. We're doing a 30k battle against the Sons of Horus with my Night Lords at the back. We're going to be playing the Blood Feud mission from the standard rulebook, and we're going to be doing the deployment of Hammer and Anvil. So, I'm going to run through the armies first, and we'll set up with the board. So, for my Night Lords, I'm running the Terror Assault Rite of War, and then we're going to look at the HQ options first. So, we're going to start out with my lovely Centurion here, and he is been upgraded to a Warmonger. He has a Power Sword with a Plasma Pistol, and he has the lovely Etheric Junction Splicer. I think that's how it's pronounced. I have no idea. But basically, I can choose him and a unit, and they can deep strike into the battlefield, which is going to be very Night Lordy indeed. So moving on to my other HQ unit. So we have a Praetor with his command squad and a lovely Rhino. So the Praetor, he's got Artificer Armor, Iron Halo. He's got the Lords of Murder. And he has a mastercrafted Nostraman Chainglaive for that extra bit of punch. He's got Prey Sight and Trophies of Judgment. Also, my Warmonger has got Trophies of Judgment as well, just for extra spooky spooks. The command squad is comprised of 2 Marines with Power Swords and Volkite Chargers, and then 1 with the Banner Bearer and a Power Maul. And of course, they'll be running around in this really lovely Rhino transport. And then for my elites, I have a Contemptor Dreadnought with a Chain Fist and Assault Cannon with a Melter Gun inside of the fist, just for extra damage. And then we have a Tartarus Terminator squad. We have the majority with Lightning Claws and Bolters, and then we have 2 with dual Lightning Claws, the Sergeant with Trophies of Judgment and a Power Sword. And then for my troops, I just have 2 quite basic tactical squads, 10 man in each. The sergeants have Lightning Claws and Trophies of Judgment. And then part of the Terror Squad formation is that I can have Terror Squads as troop choices. So we have 5 Marines, 3 squads of each. They're going to be rocking in a drop pod. The sergeants all have Lightning Claws, and they are all equipped with Volkite Chargers, Trophies of Judgment, and I believe that is... Oh, and Prey Sight, of course. Most of my models have Prey Sight, bar my 2 troops, because, of course, Terror Squads incurs night fighting in the first and second turn, and then we get the chance to turn the lights on the 3rd turn. And then last but not least, my only heavy support slot choice is going to be filled with a Sakaran, and he has got 2 lovely last cannon sponsons and Prey Sight. And that's it. And then we're going to go over to the Sons of Horus. That's my Night Lords, 2,000 points on the nose. And we're going to look at the Sons of Horus. Also, I forgot to mention his Warlord trait is the Bloody Handed, so he gains an additional +1 to wound in combat, and he gets an additional reaction in the opponent's assault phase. So very Night Lordy indeed.
So my Sons of Horus then, I've got both a Crusade list and an Allied detachment. In the Crusade list we have little Praetor over here. There he is. He has, what was it? It was the Armour of Pride as a Warlord trait, but he is just Artificer Armour, nothing too special. Don't even think he's got that interesting weaponry, does he? Nope, nothing too interesting. He is pretty standard. Yeah, I don't even think he has a sword. He's got a chainsword. He's not. Yeah, he's proxy and chainsword. Right, we'll skip this guy because he is in the Allied detachment, as are those 2. Right, so here we have a Reaver attack squad. Only the 5 of them. They are armed all in power armour, nice and easy. 4 chain axes, 4 bolt pistols on the standard guy, and in all fairness, first sergeant. They're all very simple. So we also have a unit of Cataphracti because they are awesome. We have a heavy flamer in there, and then lots and lots of lightning claws, as many lightning claws as I could fit with a heavy flamer. Right, just like the Cataphractii a little bit, they're not built as seen, so we have power axes on all of them and the combi bolters on all of them. It's nice and simple.
Just ignore the fists, they have axes.
They have
They're
axes.
axes in disguise.
Axes in disguise.
They're like Alpha Legion axes.
Right, so in the primary detachment we have one tactical squad, but I'm just going to cover all three because they are the same. Nothing special whatsoever, just simply cheap as chips. They are running, the sergeant is a standard guy, it's like plasma pistols, there's no nothing, just simple. And just finishing off the infantry, I do have a tactical support squad, all with plasma guns. Just nice and simple on that, they all have plasma guns. So the personal battle taxi of the Justerians, I have bought a Spartan, armed with its las cannon arrays and twinkling las cannons on the front. It's just a very pretty model, isn't it?
Yeah, painted really nicely. I wonder who painted that.
I have no idea personally.
No.
I just found it like that.
Oh, yes.
And then I do also have a Predator who will be running, once I find it, something, what is it? It is a neutron blaster, which might not be that actual thing, because I don't know what it looks like. But we're going with neutron blaster, because I think it seems cool.
Sweet, it does. It has a really nice name to it.
It's got a great name, no range.
But we'll see what it does on the battlefield. Right, so we're going to wrap up. Yeah. Oh no, what was your warlord traits?
Oh, the Warlord trait was the Armour of Pride. So basically I can regain wounds if I'm not down to 0 on Mr. Praetor down here.
Ooh, that sounds...
Yeah, it might be useful if there's a Slay the Warlord rule in there.
Which there is.
Yes. Also included, because I forgot to mention them on the original thing, Allied Detachment has the Praetor and Terminator armour. We also have a Tech Marine, just because I am running a couple of tanks, and a Proxying Apothecarian. He is just meant to be an Artificer armour, but the only model I have does him in Cataphractii, so...
That's fine,
such
it's a friendly game.
At least he's got the right pads for it.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's half right.
Sweet. So, we will set up our deployment and we'll kick off with the first round. So, here is the mission that we're doing, Blood Feud. So we have deployed. I won the initial roll-off and then we're going to go for see if Mr. M can seize. And we're going to pick our Blood Feud unit type. Because it's a friendly game, I'm just going to say I'm going to go for infantry because there's a lot of infantry on the Sons of Horus side. Yeah, there's a lot of infantry. So that's what we're going for. Infantry. All around. Hooray!
I do not.
Do not seize! Alright then, so it's Nightlord's turn 1. So, at the end of my movement phase, really nice and boring, I just went full pelt, ran up the board towards the Sons of Horus. So I'm going to move on to the shooting phase. So, at the end of shooting, and it came down to only
Nothing happening.
Yeah, nothing happening basically. The Sakaran fired its accelerator autocannons over at the Predator at the back and got 2 penetrating hits, which was fantastic, but then sadly he managed to use his reaction to evade both shots. And so that's it, there's no assaulting, so we're going to go over to the first turn of the Sons of Horus.
It's not just a lot of guys.
That is a lot of guys. That are spreading out. Stop them all.
Fan out, drop pods.
To stop the drop pods. And one of my main tactics.
Dropping behind me and
Dropping
being an arse.
Yes, in the arse.
Arse in the arse.
Yes. And now we're going to move over to the shooting phase.
He's only there to mimic it, he's not actually riding on top of the tank, although that would be cool.
Surfing just down. So, at the end of that thrilling rollercoaster ride of a shooting phase, because night fighting is in effect, the Predator tank fired up its neutron laser blaster thing,
I think.
aimed at my lovely Sakaran, realised that it looked too lovely to shoot, and decided not to.
No, that's it, I just couldn't see it in the dark, so I ended up shooting the ceiling.
Yes. Yeah.
It's somewhere over there.
But we're going for the fact that it was too pretty to shoot. So,
Yes, that's exactly their entire problem with shooting us.
exactly.
That's the problem.
Assault phase, I think we might just kind of pass on to that one.
Yeah, no, I'm not in range of even myself.
Fantastic. So, we're going to go back over to the Night Lords with their turn 2. So, at the end of the movement phase, I rolled for my Deep Strike's assault units to come in, and I rolled a 2, not a 3. So, boo. And moved up the... or yay, depending on what side you're on.
If you're on the winning side.
So, I ran the Rhino up, just trying to get into some cover. Ran the the tactical squad up to try and get some cover. Sakaran did not move. He just pivoted, so he can fire all his weapons across over to the tank. The tactical squad moved up, as did the Contemptor Dread, into a bit of cover. So we're going to go into some shoot stings.
We don't have to.
Yeah, we do. So that's the end of my shoot stings, and I managed to fire the last cannons, and they completely missed entirely. So then I try my luck with the accelerator autocannon into the Predator tank over there, and we managed to knock off 2 hull points and reveal.
Dice on him.
Has enough dice. And then roll up on the vehicle damage table, and he's now firing snapshots in his turn. So
Which is next?
that is next, because there is no chance I'm going to do any assaulting this turn. So over to the Sons of Horus.
I'm not.
So movement phase for the Sons of Horus is done.
I seem to have lost a Spartan.
Yes. No, wait. There he is. Hiding out under the bridge.
Yeah, so from Spartan, it's been sent out the Justarian squad, who your Night Lords immediately run away from. Like
Yes,
the
they
cowards they are.
They use their reaction to go, no, I'm not going to get involved with that.
That's way too many lightning fists for my liking.
Back into the shadows.
Yeah, run away.
Run away.
Other than that, just spreading out and slowly moving some stuff up the board, including the Reavers, who are now behind this building. There they are.
Peekaboo.
Hello.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it's just moving some guns into better positions, while also being very aware there's a lot of drop pods coming.
There will be, hopefully soon.
I hope there's not.
But first,
they can go away.
before then, we're going to go to the shooting phase.
And hopefully I'll kill something.
Yes. So, at the end of the shooting round, not much happened around the back, because we are still under the cover of darkness. But, however, around the other side, the Predator tank and the Plasma squad over yonder managed to score a couple of hits onto the Dreadnought over here. The Predator unfortunately missed, but the last cannons from the assault tank managed to do a thing. They managed to pop a wound onto him, and that was kind of it. Apart from, lastly but not least, the Justarians managed to kill off the first model, the first casualty to be removed, a fellow Night Lord tactical squad, and now they are about to be assaulted by the Justarians. But will they make the charge range? We are just about to find out in a moment. So, close combat. Things happened. You will notice that there is no longer a Night Lord's tactical squad anymore, because they're over there on the pile of shame, death, pile of death.
Shame.
So that's the first point for Mr. M and his Sons of Horus, and they managed to consolidate into the back end of this lovely rhino. But we will see what happens with the Night Lords and what they plan to do.
The banner bearer has it next to
He
me.
doesn't know nothing happened. he's too busy betting it around. Yeah,
Ooh, my pretty banner.
It's a very pretty banner.
Here's a pretty banner.
Yes,
It's got his dad on it.
it does. It's a bit blurry. Anyway, I'll get a better angle of it later.
Yeah, in the death part.
No. And strike.
And strike.
Yes. So movement phase. My retinue and my Predator have popped out of the rhino
To die.
to for the Justarians to die. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, there's a chance.
There is a good chance. Very good chance indeed. They are the elite of the Night Lords. As a reaction, as response to my Dreadnought running over to here, the Spartan assault tank has cowardly retreated.
It
back.
wasn't really a reaction to that though, was it? It was a reaction to your Sectarian suddenly facing it.
Well, it might have been, but I like to think
It's just
run away in
bad
fear.
planning. Bad planning by
No.
Mr. Lynch over here.
Not bad planning at all. But it was all working out according to plan.
Is it?
Yes, because then you're further away from me. Anyway, and then the tactical support squad had moved up around underneath the landing pad to try and get a better angle at the tank and the support squad over there and the lovely ducky dice. So, shooting phase next, and we'll see what happens. So, at the end of the shooting phase, shots were fired and lots of saves were missed over here with the commander squad against the Justarians,
Just the best.
because they are just quite janky.
Just there.
Justarians, they just stare in at you while you miss.
Just there.
They're just about there.
Yeah, not all there.
The Sakaran managed to light up and destroy the Predator tank at the back. It's now just a wreck.
No, it's just a rhino. What do you want about?
It's now just an open top right. It's convertible for the hot sunny days on this Imperial planet. And the tactical squad has managed to take out one lonely little support squad in Denver. So at least that's one something. So
Pile of Death
No,
looks a bit bigger for me.
just a little bit bigger.
There's
Bigger by one.
far many units for you.
So we're going to go into assault phase, and I wish that my reserves had come on in because that would really freaking help. But they're coming in automatically on my next turn. Thank goodness for that.
No.
So assault phase, let's do it. So at the end of combat, we had struck the same amount of wounds.
We did really
Well, no. Yes, I did. Thanks for
I
reminding me.
forgot about that.
Yes. So I win combat. I'm not quite sure what that means, but we'll have a look at the rules in a moment. Probably won't do anything spectacularly. I think we do a little roll off to see if you outrun, I believe, but we will consult the rules.
Honestly, combat.
And we'll be back in a minimum. But you might run in fear. Fear of
No,
my
I'm
Night
stubborn.
Lords. You are stubborn. We'll be back in a moment. So, with the results of the combat, the Justarians managed to pass their morale check. They are stubborn, so they're not affected by the Night Lord's trophies of judgment, taking them -1 to their leadership. So it is remained locked in combat. I will just consolidate this chap here into the combat, and then we're going to move on to the Sons of Horus movement phase,
Which is kind of what we started.
which kind of already started, but we'll go from there. Bye. So we have the end of the Sons of Horus movement phase, and things at the back have shuffled up slowly but surely into the middle of the board edge. The Reavers have run up. The Spartan assault tank has positioned itself really lovely to get a few shots off into my Sakaran at the back. And the Terminators over here, along with Malagurst, have run around, or is it just a Praetor? It's just a Praetor. Have run around the corner at full speed to try and join the fight over here with the Justarians and my Praetor, which is also my Warlord and his command squad. So hopefully they don't make the charge and they survive long enough for reinforcements to come in. So without further ado, let's do the shooting phase and we'll be back once the dice have been rolled. So at the end of the Sons of Horus shooting phase, shots were fired and we have exchanged blows of a tank for a tank. The Sakaran has been wasted by the assault tank with his last cannons, managing to pull off a 6 and a 5 on the vehicle damage table. But of course, because it's AP2, he had a +1 to that, so it's a 7 and a 6. So it was immobilized and then immediately afterwards destroyed. It exploded and the turret flew up high into the air and landed just behind it. And that was it. Some bolter fire from the squads at the back into the Night Lord's tactical squad. Didn't do any damage at all. And then some plasma guns from the support squad under their landing pad over there. Went into the Dreadnought and for no damage managed to save the shots. So we're going to move into the close combat phase and
Charges have been done.
charges have been done.
Yes.
And things are gonna-
Praetor and
Cataphracti squad come to help their just staring allies.
and things are going to get a little bit heated in the assault phase. So we're going to return after the dice have been rolled and casualties have been removed. Wish us luck. So at the end of assault phase, the Night Lords died. Eaten up by the Justarians and Terminators and Praetor.
Praetor. It's safe to say the Cataphracti.
Just the the cat already did a ton.
The amount of lightning claws, but the Justarians definitely, those axes are.
Yep, they are very, very good. Almost too good. So that equals some.
Almost too good.
Almost too good. So that equals some points for the Sons of Horus, and points mean prizes.
And I'm aware that next turn I'm about to be attacked by a lot of drop pods.
There's going to be a lot of drop pods coming in.
A lot of drop pods.
So it's now going to go on to the Night Lords movement phase. So at the end of the Night Lords movement phase, a lot happened. My reserves came in. Hooray! Finally.
It's turn 4 and a half.
It's turn 4 and they have to, under direct strict orders. So the tactical squad moved up to get a better shot at the support squad hiding over there on the other side. The Contemptor Dreadnought moved from around cover to the side of the Spartan assault tank, ready to rip it open with its chain fist.
No, I doubt it.
No, it definitely was. Illusion damage, tasted damage. And my drop pods came in. And they didn't scatter much, which is fantastic. And disgorged out the terror squads, 5-man each, with the Volkite charges. Yes, indeed. And my Centurion came down with his Terminator squad in tow. Deep strike, didn't scatter, arrived just where I needed to make some carnage. So we're gonna.
There were some wounds on the landing.
There were a couple of wounds, a couple of sprained ankles, but nothing they can't shake off. So we're gonna go into shooting phase and hopefully drop a load of these tactical squads off the face of the earth.
Want to do an overwatch?
Once again, yes. So at the end of the shooting, not much happened. Just a few tactical squads that have been removed from the Sons of Horus. Lots of Volkite charges went in, and yeah, just a lot of lucky saves. A lot of good saves. So now we're going to go into the assault phase, and there's going to be a lot of charges happening. So we will be back after combat and see what exactly is left.
Hopefully nothing.
Hopefully nothing. And so, with the end of the close combat round, a lot died. The Night Lords certainly took their revenge on the Sons of Horus. So, this squad fought valiantly, but the majority are nearly gone by the Terminators and my Centurion. Over here, the Reavers are down to 1 man. Over here, you'll notice that there is a big void where they used to stride a Spartan assault tank, but the Dreadnought with his chain fist managed to carve straight into the reactor hole and blew it sky high. No, he didn't. He saves the explosion wounds, which is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely tanked it. We are drawn in combat over here with a Predator in Tartarus Tavern. Yes, indeed. We managed to wipe out a tactical squad over here in close combat.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, you did a lot of damage.
I did a lot of shooting as well. Yeah, with their Volkite chargers.
But they did run away.
They did run away.
Right.
Cowards, run away. From the vicious night was.
They did drop out of the sky wearing skulls for masks.
Well, they did, yeah. Wreathed in life.
Ethereal shadow.
Yep. So
It's not like the most pleasant of experiences, I'm sure.
no, it's not like the Imperial Fist, where they're all a nice happy yellow.
Easy to
You know, very easy to spot. Like the Mr. Men coming out from the sky. So we're going to see if these lovely Terminators want to join in with the fun.
As they would, but someone didn't put anyone near them.
Well, no, because they weren't an immediate threat at the time. So I figured, they can wait. I'll let them walk out, and then I will blast them off the board with some Volkite chargers. But they are annoyingly way over there, so we will see. They might end up being a Terminator versus Terminator showdown.
I mean, the nearest enemy model is a load of Reapers now.
Yes, and my Dreadnought.
Yep.
Have some fun. As we move on to Sons of Horus movement phase. So movement wise was relatively swift, really. So, did you do a Mara check on those guys over there?
We did. That's
did?
why they fell back.
How about another one to see if they start falling back?
Oh, right.
Jazz briefly. But
I think they're probably fine.
yeah, they're fine. Cool. So there you stay there. This squad's kind of like just bunched up a little bit. The 2 characters over here went round to the back of the Dreadnought to give him a little bit of a hello in the form of a Meltagun
Yes, there is a Meltagun in there.
and Parallax.
Yep.
I do believe so they might
Yep.
do some damage.
One can do shooting, one can do close combat.
And the Terminators formed a little conga line down the corridor
Yeah,
to
they
try
want to be involved in the party.
They do, yeah. They're feeling a little bit left out, so they're going to hopefully do a little bit of damage in the assault phase if they perform a very big charge. But you never know, they might just stay camped out
Yeah, they might not make it.
in this corridor because it's nice and safe away from the Night Lords because they are scared.
But they're not. They want to be involved.
No, they're definitely scared. So, shooting should be over fairly
Swiftly. There's like 1 minute.
yes. So the shooting phase was very swift. The apothecary shot into the Dreadnought, caused a wound, and then he used the reaction to return fire and obliterated him with the Chaos Assault Cannon.
Bit unfair, really.
It just turned around and went, hello. Over here, a couple of wounds were caused onto the terror squad. One died, one is now down to 1 wound. And then, over here, the Forgotten Sons, the...
I knew they're there.
I forgot that they were there. So the Night Lord squad on the right, they didn't suffer any... No,
Yes,
no, they did.
Outside.
One was evaporated, but the Plasma squad on the left over there,
Committed ritual suicide.
they did commit ritual suicide.
By using the plasma.
Yes, yes. It got hot, very hot, and exploded in his face.
Standard.
And I think that you said about that they've caused more damage to themselves than I have in this game.
Yep.
Yeah. Bless them.
Should have given them melters.
Yeah. Most of it would be fun. But then plasma are cheaper. So we're gonna go into the close combat phase and see what carnage that we can bring.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully lots.
No.
Yes. So the end of combat. There was a squad over here, and now they've been taken out entirely by the Night Lords. There was a lonely Reaver down there, but again, wiped out.
You got one of yours though?
Yeah, that is a good point. He did throw some punches back. The Predator over here is doing some nasty damage, so I will need to try and get rid of him next turn. Which is now up next. And I killed a squishy tech marine. With the Dreadnought. Yep. So, after the movement phase, I have shuffled up my Terminators and Centurion over to face down some more Terminators from the Sons of Horus. The Dreadnought has shimmied around the corner to blare his guns down upon them. The Night Lords, the Terror Squad over there, they broke combat, they ran and used their shenanigans to regroup to allow this squad to gun down the Tartarus Centurion over there. This squad moved up just to get a better sight onto these tactical squads before going into combat with those two over there just to pick them off. And finally, underneath the landing pad, the tactical marines are just going to stay there as they have done all game, and they will eventually wipe out that lonely support squad over there. So, on to the shooting phase. So, quick shooting phase over and done with. The Terror Squad tried their best to fire into the Centurion that was over there. Predator, and failed. However, in response, the Dreadnought turned around with his assault cannon and turned him into a red mist. A few wounds were taken off on the tactical squad over here, and the melter shot from the fist of the chain fist? Yes. Took out a Terminator over here. So we're going to go into assault phase. This slot is now going to get back involved again, and we're going to make a charge over there as well. So we'll see you after the combat. So then, after the end of combat, a lot has died. The Dreadnought that once stood proud has now been laid low by the Just Errant. The Night Lords retaliated and struck down the Cataphracti. Did no wounds on his Warlord, and I think took out a Just Errant.
Yeah.
Not too sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
but that was a stone. And then we go over to here. They mocked up the two Marines that were over there, and then consolidated further into this squad. And I believe that was it, really. So we're going to go over to the Sons of Horus movement phase, and I think it's going to be after this. I think it's the last phase.
Isn't happening.
Okay, right, cool.
There is no
So
movement
okay.
to do. We'll skip straight to shooting.
Straight to shooting then. How about that, folks? Let's do it. So yeah, that was shooting. That was it. A model has been died. It has been died. It has been died. It's yeah gone.
It's very successful.
Yes.
I gave far better than I got.
That's great.
That's a win.
That was a win. So
All one model died.
close combat now. It's good. So this close combat, things went in favour of the Sons of Horus. They took out my Centurion and a couple of Termies, and in return only took out.
I took one wound.
Yeah, you took one
Yeah.
wound. Which yeah, dice
Dice.
dice gods were not on my side today. With that round.
Close combat.
Yeah, and over here, much is really. I mean, I took out quite a few.
In the
tactics.
shooting?
In the shooting, yeah, in the shooting, and then in Overwatch, but actual close combat, not much happened. But we're going to go over to the Nightman's turn, and then hopefully be able to just clean house. So, back in a boat. So we skipped shooting because there was no point and went straight into close combat. So these guys have now been reinforced by the remnants of a terrorist squad that was back here, and then these guys were then joined in by another remnants of a terrorist squad that was hanging out by this pod. So
Predator too.
yes, the Predator absolutely beat the living crap out of. So we're going to go into close combat, and we'll see you at the end. So at the end of combat, the Warlord is still on the table, but hopefully not for long. But he is joined by his fellow companion,
This guy running away.
Derek the Fister. So yeah, we're going to do a very quick turn of Sons of Horus, and then see what happens at the end. Toodles. One wound left. Derek ran off the board, and then we have one wound left. That's the end of turn 6. That's the end of the game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's the end of the game.
I
He survived only just with one wound, one model.
If this was 40k, it'd be a complete and utter reverse, and you'd survive with one model.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have much luck with 40k, but 30k, I'm doing pretty well. I do like the Night Lords. So we'll do a quick little kind of count up of points and things, and we'll be back in
You
a
didn't get
moment.
like the Warlord.
No, I didn't.
Hey.
Good.
Wait.
Damn it. So at the end of the game, it comes down to 7 points scored for the Sons of Horus and 10 for the Night Lords. That's a win for the Night Lords. Yay! Fantastic. So I really hope that everybody has enjoyed the battle report today. It's been our first one. It's been our second game playing this.
Yep, so the rules are still a bit rough.
They are a bit rough. We're just trying to wrap our heads around it. But I think we
still don't get Dreadnoughts.
No, Dreadnoughts we're going to probably have a little look into further. But if we've missed anything, I'm sure that we have done. Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll have a nice little discussion down there. And in the meantime, if you want to like and subscribe if you haven't already, that would be truly amazing. There might be some stills of this battle report over at my Instagram page at Lynch Paint. And if you want to support me further, I do have a coffee page. There is a link to that down in the description below. So, thank you ever so much for coming and watching. And yeah, I hope you learned something new today. And we will see you next time.